Truck 30 to 40 up, 15 to 20 on the inbound lower. Southbound Deegan, northbound west side are bad, so that's everything getting to the outbound George. Lincoln's about 20 minutes in. Outbound Lincoln about 20 minutes as well. 45 at the outbound Holland. Outbound covered roadway slows. Inbound Skyways an extra 15, but deal with them. The Newark Bay Bridge is just crawling either way because of the ongoing fire response down below. With the cargo ship fire, you can see the response in the smoke from the Newark Bay Bridge. That's what's slowing everybody down. Traffic is sponsored by S.C. Johnson Raid. I'm Greg Rice, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Off Queen Field, so I can accessorize with studs and not with mosquitoes. I can wear my classic white crop and flag panel jeans and know that I'm covered with 8 hours of not sticky, fragrance-free protection. Get your pre-party protection on with Off Queen Field. S.C. Johnson.
The cargo vessel on fire in the port of Newark that took the lives of 2 Newark firefighters earlier this week continues to burn. Firefighters remain on the scene. The vessel is said to be stable with no oil leaking into the water.
Fire hoses could be trained on the burning cargo ship for days. It's like a giant oven. Gordon Lawrenson is a marine specialist overseeing the operation.
It's burning very hot, so currently a lot of the decks that are burning and the cars that are burning are inaccessible to our fire team.
From the water side and the pier, hoses try to cool the vessel. Pumps then remove the buildup in the hull to prevent listing. There are many questions surrounding the deaths of 2 Newark firefighters. Questions about hose size, equipment, training, and the initial response. Port Director Beth Rooney says there is no port fire department. Should there be one?
As the investigations unfold and we get lessons learned from these, everything is on the table for consideration.
Sean Evans, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM at Fort Newark.
The grand jury has handed up indictments in a campaign finance fraud scheme involving the election of Mayor Adams.
6 people have been charged with organizing an illegal campaign contribution scheme that funneled donations into Mayor Adams' election bid in 2021. Neither the mayor nor any city employee is implicated. Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg says the accused initiated or participated in the straw donor plan. Names or identities fronting the contribution, not using their own money, and getting 8-to-1 matches from the Campaign Finance Board. Thousands of dollars were collected from Zoom fundraisers to events in Queens and Harlem. Authorities say some of those involved owned companies that sought to do business with the city. Juliet Papa, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
The white powdery substance found at the White House this past weekend confirmed to be cocaine. It was located at a visitor's entrance for the White House's West Wing.
We know that Secret Service has been combing through surveillance video and video logs, trying to get to the bottom of all of this. Sources say that cocaine was found inside of a small bag in a cubby near the entrance of the West Wing. This is typically an area where visitors are asked to leave their cell phones or electronics before continuing on with the rest of the tour. But the bottom line here is that officials do know what that substance is, but they still have no idea how it got here inside the White House.
Correspondent Rachel Scott. Wins News Time, 4:25.
Y'all might need to take this too and stop wasting my time. Go on, come back tomorrow. And the next day?
That's actor Michael K. Williams in a scene from The Wire. Williams died in 2021 from an overdose of fentanyl. 71-year-old Carlos Machi is scheduled to be sentenced for being part of a crew that sold Williams the fentanyl that killed him. The New York Times reports that the co-creator of The Wire, David Simon, has written to the Manhattan judge handling the sentencing, urging her to grant leniency to the defendant. Simon says Williams always maintained that he was responsible for himself and the decision to use or stop using drugs. Simon writes, quote, "No possible good can come from incarcerating a 71-year-old soul, largely illiterate, who has himself struggled with addiction." When's news time? 4:26. Now Bloomberg Money Watch. Here's Andrew O'Day.
Including in June, U.S. job creation, which at 209,000 is the smallest monthly increase in non-farm payrolls in 2.5 years, hit the sweet spot for market concern, both for whether the economy is slowing too much and whether the Fed needs to resume its inflation-fighting interest rate hikes. Dow lost 187, NASDAQ down 18, S&P 500 down 13. The latest sign we're in something of a new gilded age. A commonly seen accessory in ultra-high-end restaurants is becoming a more common table-side feature in casual eateries. A small stool just for your handbag. Makes sense considering that sales of purses costing in the hundreds and thousands keep rising. And who wants to let something that expensive touch the floor? Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Andrew O'Day, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Wins News Time, 4:27.
Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S, Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S, Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS or go online at carsforkids.org to donate today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S, Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Parents, are you tired of helping put your kids' shoes on? They're squirming, watching cartoons, anything but helping. Luckily, it's Skechers to the rescue. Introducing new hands-free Skechers Slip-ins. Footwear you can just get your kids to step into and their shoes are on. You don't need to bend over. You don't need to sit on the floor and try to wrangle them on. And they're available in all types of Skechers styles with and without laces, and most are machine washable. Find Skechers Slip-ins for kids or mom and dad at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish shoes are sold.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Divorce forces a father to focus on what's most important, his children. In the divorce process, this comes down to three key concerns: physical custody, decision-making, as well as financial support. Each of these is important, and it's important that you choose a lawyer that cares as much about these issues as you do.
866-DADS Law, 701 East State Drive, Suite 310, Mount Laurel, New Jersey, 08054. Diana Magala, licensed in New York and New Jersey. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
Con Edison is working to provide 100% renewable energy to all New Yorkers. That means more solar, wind, and energy efficiency programs, and a much smaller carbon footprint, like net zero by 2040 small. Learn more at coned.com/clean energy.
As you head out the door to begin the weekend, let's take a quick look at AccuWeather. We're looking at a thunderstorm in spots tonight, mostly cloudy and humid for the balance of tonight, a low of 74. Another warm, humid day tomorrow with clouds and sun, as well as an afternoon and evening thunderstorm in a couple of spots. We'll get up to a high of 86 tomorrow. Good afternoon, I'm Bud Mishkin. Winds News Time at the Tone, 4:30.
Good afternoon, I'm Lori Madden. Tragedy on Long Island, where a teenager collapsed during football practice. Teammates of 17-year-old Robert Bush came to Stony Brook Children's Hospital as Bush's family prepares to say goodbye to the fun, hard-working varsity football player from Selden, who, for reasons not yet known, collapsed from a cardiac incident while practicing. His brother, Stephen, tells me.
When something like this happens, it's not happening in the order that you expect things to happen in your life. I mean, it's been a struggle for my father to look at him and say, that's my boy, and I wish I could take his place.
Bush, who is one of 10 children, is currently on life support and has no brain function. His family is planning to donate the teenager's organs.
Knowing that he has the opportunity to potentially save other lives it's still somber, but it's definitely making us all smile.
Sophia Hall, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM in Suffolk County, Long Island. Winds News Time, 4:31. Time now for traffic and transit with Greg Wright.
Lori, we're starting to find trouble for you in every borough, it seems. Northbound Van Wyck getting up towards Hillside Avenue and Jamaica Avenue. It's a crash in the left lane, loading you up from Kennedy Airport. The southbound mess from Jewel Avenue down to Atlantic, and the northbound Whitestone Expressway, a mess to the bridge. Clearview, Throgs Neck, better either way. Over to Brooklyn, where the belt's the issue. Eastbound near Pennsylvania Avenue, left lane out with a stall, causing a crawl from the Verrazano. Verrazano Staten Island bound is a mess, and the issue in Richmond County is a crash on the westbound Staten Island Expressway getting you out towards Victory Boulevard. That's why it's a standstill back to and over the Verrazano. On the east side of Manhattan, northbound FDR Drive near the Queensboro Bridge, that's an accident, and you've got a slow go all the way on back towards the area of East 23rd Street. The big issue in the Bronx is going to be the Yankees game in a few hours. The Egan, in fact, is already slow, and it won't get any better. Bronx River Parkway, earlier crash has left everything southbound slow from at least East Gun Hill Road to the Cross Bronx, and the northbound Bronx River slow to the East 233rd Street exit with the ongoing long-term work. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Because of a crash on the inbound upper level closer to the city, it's 45 minutes on the upper level. Lower is better. There's nothing easy out. Lincoln's about 20 to 30 in, 30 out from 11th, better from 9th. 60 minutes at the outbound Holland, and then in New Jersey, the Newark Bay Bridge flows either way because of the ongoing fire response to the cargo ship fire down below over at Port Newark. That's why the Newark Bay Bridge has just been a mess traffic-wise last couple of days. Traffic is sponsored by the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey. Travel is back, and on-airport parking demand at JFK, LaGuardia, and Newark airports is high. Pre-book parking online at least 24 hours in advance, and you can get deeply discounted rates. Visit panyj.gov/airports. I'm Greg Rice, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
Now the AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Here is meteorologist